Students have vowed to continue their protest in an effort to shut universities down today. Several universities and colleges across the country had no lectures yesterday, and at least one institution, the University of KwaZulu-Natal, has suspended lectures for the rest of the week. Students countrywide are demanding that those who are in debt be allowed to register and that historical debt be cancelled. A student was shot and wounded, and several others were arrested during clashes between protesting students and police in Johannesburg. The South African Police Service says it is confident that none of its members were deployed to Braamfontein, Johannesburg yesterday, fired any shots during the student protests. That's despite a video making the rounds on social media showing a woman who was allegedly shot and wounded during those protests. The police denial comes after the arrest of 4 police officials by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate on Monday in connection with the death of Mthokozisi Ntumba. The 4 officers are expected to appear in court on Wednesday. Chriselda Lewis is at the University of Johannesburg following those protests. Let's cross to her now. Very good afternoon to you, Chriselda. What's happening?
Well, Nzika, what we understand at this hour is that the Independent Police Investigative Directorate is looking to speak to that student who was shot yesterday in Braamfontein towards the afternoon, when students had marched or protested from just here behind me through to the Braamfontein CBD. That's when you saw police dispense some water from those water cannons and basically arrested several students. You'd recall last night as well that several students also marched to the Hillbrow police station. That's where several of those students were held. We know that IPID is currently under a process of wanting to speak to that student about exactly what has happened. However, here at the University of Johannesburg's Kingsway campus this afternoon, it is all quiet seemingly outside this campus, but what we understand is taking place inside is that private security has been brought in to disperse students from inside the premises. Recall yesterday in Zinga, what students had basically done was to go onto the premises of the campus and basically mobilize amongst students. So what we understand happened over the past couple of moments ago to the past hour, we understand private security has been brought in, this according to students, and they dispersed the students and asked them not to gather in large crowds inside. I'm going to bring in now Siavusa Mnisi, who is the Deputy President of the SRC at the University of Johannesburg. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Mnisi. Let's just get some details about all quiet here outside. We don't see any police deployment. What is happening inside?
Now, inside, when we just arrived, we realized that we were followed by SSG, which is a private security company that deploys bouncers. So the university is actually militarized right now. We're supposed to have a mass meeting, but when we gathered there, they were already there to disperse us. Of course, after I read the dynamics there, I consulted with the relevant leaders from both structures and then the other leaders in the SRCs, and then we took a collective decision that comrades were outnumbered. Let us move with the art of war. Let us take a decision to step back a little bit, regroup, then come back with something stronger than that. And now we are happy because we have seen the EFF has deployed the regional coordinator of the DOR, which are the securities of the EFF, to protect the students here in the University of Johannesburg. So we are indeed going to continue with the struggle. We are saying that they must just unblock the students, allow the first years to register, release the NSFAS list, and ensure that learning goes properly. And for now, we are saying that there must be a suspension of all classes, because it can never be fair that someone somewhere is not registered, but someone somewhere is writing a test and an exam. Then that is a direct exclusion of poor students out of the system. Yeah,
Mr. Mnisi, do you think though that would be you'd be able to win that one on the basis that I know that returning students came back on the 15th of February, online classes, learning and teaching was taking place. Last week, Monday, the first years had begun their online classes. So that suspension, do you think you'd be able to win that one?
Of course, there is no other way we are going to win that one. The registrar just has to issue out an instruction to all the faculties to say that, guys, we are faced with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please suspend the classes for now. But of course, to force them to suspend the classes, remember our classes are online. So what we did is that we started a program where they sent us the link. We all joined the link. When they are attending class, we sing throughout there and the class collapses. And that is how we shut down the classes like that. So our hope is that we continue doing that up until the registrar and the VC take a collective decision together with the MEC to say that no, it's fine now, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but these comrades are not interested. We don't see them doing anything rather than to defend themselves by bringing private securities here on campus. But we are going to fight, but our fight is going to be very strategic. We don't want people to be hurt, because we have seen what happened yesterday in Braamfontein when we were moved with our forces from here. Others got hurt, others got arrested. We slept outside police stations waiting for them to come out. So we don't want that to happen. We are going to move strategically like that.
In fact, Mr. Nisi, let me get an update on that. How is the student who was shot yesterday? There was quite a deep gush on her leg. What is her condition this afternoon?
She was actually smiling. She sent us a video last night saying that, Makom, let the struggle continue. I am fine. I am hospitalized, but I am fine. So what actually happened there was brutal. I mean, it was close range. That's why the wound was seen to be very deep. It was close range. And what she told me is that, no, I was targeted because I was arrested at Banton Road campus. Then I was taken off at Braamfontein and they said, go home. And I did not go home. I joined the struggle with other comrades, and that is when I was shot, So she revealed who shot her, and we know who shot her. So we're not going to make it a secret. There is a captain called Captain Kwale. She's shot in height. She has grayish hair. She's the police officer that has been giving out instructions to say that, no, now shoot them, now do this with water and all those. So we know who it is, and we will respond effectively.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. The Deputy President of the SRC here at the University of Johannesburg, and in fact, relating to that particular student who we understand is still in hospital at this time, Nzinga. In fact, I can confirm that the Independent Police Investigative Directorate has been seeking details of the student in order to interview her about what is believed to have happened. That is the student who was shot in the Johannesburg CBD yesterday in Braamfontein. In fact, those were the images that had been beamed on South African television of the student with a deep gush on the side of her leg. So we do understand that IPID is looking into that particular matter at this stage. All quiet here outside the University of Johannesburg, but as you heard the Deputy President of the SRC say, inside it had been a total, a different ball game, where they claim that a private security has been brought in to disperse them. I will make a call to those in charge here at the University of Johannesburg and understand what the issue is pertaining to private security. I hope to give you an update on that in our next live crossing, Nzinga.
Chriselda Lewis outside the University of Johannesburg there following those student protests. Let's go